Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and I'm battling for week number 1 of season number 7 of the WPL, up against Vizzle the Hizzle, aka Ben, coach of the Tampa Bay Buizels. Definitely a very scary opponent, very good pal too, so I'm glad he joined the league with me right here. But I actually had a draft analysis video go up a few days ago, in case you do want to get more in-depth into my roster, of course. But Vizzle was actually ranked number 1 in the post-draft power rankings, and it was quite the task to prep for him, and he definitely has a lot of threats, such as the Mega Medicham right here. Celesteela is a giant problem too, if it is running like an autotomized special Z moveset, so that could definitely be a problem. And I also had to take like a Hydreigon and Scolipede into consideration when prepping, so it was definitely quite the task, but I think we have quite the team right here to be able to counter his right now. So let's go ahead and get right into team preview. Looking at team preview, I realized that my Combine Reuniclus had a really good matchup right here. The only thing that really threatened it is the Greninja, so if I can try to weaken that thing, maybe wear it down with like rocks, I could definitely try to go for a game with Combine Reuniclus. I figured that my Cobalion right here could be a pretty good lead, just because I figured he might want to lead off with either Swampert or Gligar to get up his own rocks, and I do have Berry on my Cobalion right here, and even if he leads off with Medicham for the Fake Out pressure, I can go ahead and take the Fake Out, which I do resist, and then Volt Switch out into my defensive Reuniclus, so that looked pretty good for me too. Then right here, pretty standard Mega Deontay with just rocks and 3 attacks, secondary Rocker, and then Moonblast Power Gem and Hidden Power Grass for the Swampert, of course. So that's what we're running with Deontay. I know he's going to have Bullet Punch pressure on the Mega Medicham for that, so I definitely had to take that into account. Then we have dual bulky waters right here with the Tentacruel and the Silvally water, and I figured he may try to run like some sort of Z dig set on the Greninja to try to counter my Tentacruel, so that's why we have a secondary way to deal with Greninja right here. It's a very Spadef Silvally water, pretty much designed to take that thing on, so hopefully that can help us out. And then we have Choice Band Zygarde right here, with a Jolly Nature, just because I do want to make sure that I can outspeed any sort of Adamant Medicham, just because I feel like he might go Adamant Medicham for that extra power boost this week. So yeah, that's going to be our team. Pretty much game plan is get up rocks, try to wear down that Greninja, and then maybe go for a game with the Reuniclus at the end. Punch holes with Mega Deontay. This AV Tentacruel can also help me out a lot too against stuff like Greninja and Cryogonal, just because it is actually running max speed, so it can definitely outspeed some stuff. But let's go ahead and hop right into the game right now without further ado. So like I said, I decided to go ahead and lead off right here with my Cobalion, as he does lead off with the Swampert. So as I said, I do have a Berry right here. I can go ahead and throw up those rocks and just switch out here into my defensive Reuniclus, which I know can take this thing on. We can get some nice leftovers recovery. I really want to recover this up because I want it to be out of range of 2 high jump kicks for Mega Medicham. So I decided to go ahead and do that right now. And right here, I decided to go for the Calm Mind, and that was definitely kind of like I guess like an early play. You could say I definitely should not have done this so early, and I didn't really want to click Focus Blast too early predicting the Greninja. I pretty much knew it would come out just because it was his only switch into a Psychic that could actually take me on. Since I already had a Calm Mind up, Celesteela wasn't really going to be doing too much work against me, so I definitely could have Focus Blasted right there, and probably just 6-0'd at the Reuniclus right now, but I really did not feel comfortable making that play so early. So he has the Greninja in right here. Obviously I have to switch this out because I'm only at +1 Spadef, and Dark Pulse will do a lot, so decided to go out here into my Silvally water, which is designed to take this thing on. We eat up that Dark Pulse pretty well, and I can just go ahead and hit him up with a nice U-turn right here. And pretty much I'm packing U-turn over Parting Shot just in case he wanted to stay in with Greninja. We could wear that thing down. And right here I decided to go out into my offensive Tentacruel and throw off a Hydro Pump. Now, I'm not sure if that was something he was expecting. Obviously Ice Beam could have been a thing too. He might have been Berry, but I think he might have been a Violite too. Never really double checked on that, but offensive Tentacruel definitely doing some work right there. And this next turn is definitely very game-defining, as you guys are going to see right here. So I do pack the Giga Drain on my Tentacruel, and damage on the Swampert would be very nice for stuff like my Choice Band Zygarde, as well as Cobalion in the back. And I don't really place too much value on my Tentacruel right here. Even though I know it is Life Orb Greninja, we can still keep our Silvally water healthy to just deal with that. So I decided to go and stay in here and just try to take the Giga Drain damage just because it can definitely wear this thing down. He won't be knocking me out with Earthquake, of course, but he actually decides to go ahead and predict my double into Reuniclus and go out here into his Greninja as I go for the Giga Drain, and that's really big for me because with this Greninja pretty much super low right now, I can go ahead and switch in my Silvally water. Now this Greninja is gone, which means the only thing that could counter my Reuniclus is gone right now. So I really don't agree with the Greninja play. I understand where he was coming from because I did show Reuniclus as my initial switch in last time, but when you have a Pokemon like Greninja that's your only Reuniclus counter, it's not really a play that I would make, but I guess he wanted to risk it right there and it didn't really work out for him. But I definitely understand where he was coming from right there. Still not a play I would ever make, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out here into my Reuniclus and pretty much just win the game with this thing right now. He has no way to brick through it besides critical hits. We definitely have enough defense investment on here to take on the Mega Medicham, so I'm just going to be recovering up right now, and pretty much Reuniclus is going to be 6-0ing the rest of his team, and a lot of my Pokemon, Mega Deontay and Zygarde, never even got to hit the field, which was pretty cool. I definitely do want to mask some of their sets in case we do battle in the playoffs later, but yeah, Reuniclus will be Calm Minding right now, and that is pretty much just going to be the game. Kind of tedious because I do have to Calm Mind up and then Psychic through the Celesteela. Going for the Focus Blast would never really be the play right here, but I guess I can go ahead and skip through it. Pretty much my Celesteela ends up winning this game. Lead Sheets even though I am Magic Guard, and yeah, Reuniclus is pretty much just going to be winning the game right here, so I didn't want to have you all sit through that. So Reuniclus is able to pick up the win, and we're going to pick up a 6-0 win. He didn't even knock out my Silvally, so that was definitely very good for me, and very happy with the result right here. And definitely catching that Greninja on the switch-in was the big game-defining moment right here. So glad that we picked up the win, of course, and yeah, we're going into week number 2 1-0. Not much else to say. Hope you guys did enjoy the battle, of course, and I'll see you next time. Later.